Hi guys, last week I did a video on that missed opportunity I had in the Etosha National Park photographing those hyenas, and the lesson that came out of that was basically using custom modes and giving ourselves a much better chance of being prepared when we're out in the field. The flip side to that is we're going to have some wins too. We're going to get things right and things are going to line up properly so that we take some good photos. Now throughout that Etosha safari, there was some photos that I'm very, very happy with. They nailed the Holy Trinity in my opinion to some extent. Exposure was good, the focus was on point, and there was some sort of a decent composition. And those are the three things that I sort of focus my attention on when I'm taking photos. Yes, there are a whole lot of other things to consider, but to simplify my process in the beginning, that's what I do. So today's video is about celebrating our wins too, reviewing those photos, seeing what it is we did right and what worked, and then learning from those. Like we've learned from the mistakes we made, so too must we learn from the wins that we get. So this win that I'm talking about while we were in Etosha is these few photos that I took of a cheetah sitting on a termite mound. There's quite a few photos throughout the safari, both in Chobe and Etosha, that I'm quite happy with. But these few of this cheetah on the mound, I'm particularly happy with. They just, in my opinion, came out very, very nicely. Can they be improved with post-processing? Probably. I haven't delved very deeply into post-processing. I use Adobe Bridge, and then I open up Camera Raw, and I typically let Camera Raw do its thing. I just tap Auto and have a look, and if I'm quite happy with what Auto's done, I'll just leave it like that or save it like that. I have started having a little bit of a play with some post-processing stuff, but very, very early in my learning curve with that. So the point I'm trying to make is the more photos we take, we'll go through and we'll notice this progression, and we will notice some of the wins that we get. And we must learn from these wins just as much as we learn from the missed opportunities that I mentioned in last week's video. Now I've had to do some work around my internal narrative. For many, many years, pretty much all my life, I've been saying, oh, I'm not a creative person, and then I go and choose photography, which, I mean, it's an art form, and there's an element of creativity that is required there. So I'm not a naturally talented photographer. There's some people that are, there's some people that are just artists, they're either musicians or painters or whatever the case may be. Like I said, that's the narrative I've used. But I do believe that persistence conquers resistance. And the more we practice, we will develop our creativity. We're never maybe going to be as good as somebody that is naturally talented, but I think given the fundamentals of photography and the art form, we can get and will get better as time moves on and as we practice more. So just be mindful of the internal narrative, that we use, because it does play a role in us, in the belief of what it is we can do with our photography. And then I just want to wrap up this video. We have to be quite intentional about our photography, intentional about our assignments that we go on, any field trips that we do, the way we manage our photos, the way we review our photos, the way we store them, file them. Like I said, learn from them. And I just use Adobe Bridge because I find it quite fascinating, and it's quite in detail as to how you can organize your photos. So I challenge you to, or not challenge you, I suggest strongly that you have some sort of a system to review your photos, label them, rate them, mark them, store them, so that you can go back later review those, and remember those lessons. I think we just need to relax and commit to the journey of progression, of improving our photos, you know, and it is a journey, it's not a destination. I think even professionals wake up with that feeling of, how can I improve on my last photo? I don't think that will ever change. We won't wake up and say, oh, I'm professional. Doesn't work like that. You know, other people can say we're professional, but as far as we're concerned, we're always learning, we're always progressing, we're always seeking to improve. So look guys, I'm going to wrap it up there. Thank you for watching this video. I thought I'd do a little video that sort of tacks on to what I spoke of last week, both celebrating our lessons and our victories, if I may. So if you don't mind sharing, you know, the way you perhaps challenge yourself creatively. How do you, go out on assignment? What is it you do to make sure you're constantly taking photos? Share that in the comments below. If you like this video, please hit the old like button, because that way YouTube will show it to more budding photographers. And if this sort of content is what you like around photography, it's very sort of early stages, as the name of the channel implies, aperture to zoom. It's a play on the A to Z thing. We're going to cover all the different concepts of photography and videography bit by bit in bite-sized pieces, so that we can improve and see our skills progress. All right, thanks for tuning in and spending a little bit of time watching this video. If you got through to the end, I salute you. Thank you very, very much.